SVG's Jason Dackman. I'm here with Andy Jacobson, producer at ESPN. Andy, first and foremost, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it, man. So you worked on, I think, one of the more intriguing projects of the year, which was Monday Night Football Playbook, the alt-cast that was data-centric and featured predictive analytics as the play was playing out. Let's start with, how did this come about? Like, the technology that you used, how did you first come across it and become aware of it?
I mean, as you know, at ESPN, we're always hungry, especially with the all-cast windows that we have, or the ability to put on TV, push the envelope a little bit, find, the nuanced audience or niche audience that wants something different. I mean, we've had success with StatCast broadcasts before.
Sure, especially on baseball.
On baseball,
right.
particularly. Yeah. So, why not try to figure out something on our biggest and most valuable property, right? So some folks at the NFL introduced us to a company called Adrenaline, who was creating a predictive a play analytic AI application that would essentially take tracking data within the shoulder pads and the chips that the players wear, combined with historical data that they've mined over 1 million plays, NFL and college, to tell a story of what's about to happen next. So they were introduced to us. We saw them working. We saw the ability to, you knew they had something, right? This was cool. Something's going on here.
Right.
And then when they were able to get access to the NFL Next Gen Stats live API feed, to take that tracking data, combine it with their historical stuff, they showed us in near real time that this could work. We could predict outcomes. Or give you probabilities based on formations, player movement, things of that nature. We knew something was there. We knew we had something, and so at that point, we sort of created a test play, showed it to the ESPN brass and the league, and everyone agreed. And there's something here. Let's move forward with this thing.
And went from there. So that's the driving engine of MNF, Playbook, and certainly the core. But you got to build a whole broadcast around it, right? That includes commentary. That includes, additional graphics, beyond that. So tell me a little bit about, the concept, but you want to now build out the full broadcast. How did you guys kind of go about that?
Yeah, we worked with G3 DVU, who does the 1st and 10 line, and we brought them on to take that data and lay it on the screen, figure out a way to visually map that on the screen. So they were sort of the driving force behind that visual. We're doing a lot of stuff for the main show with Next Gen Stats, with replays and whatnot. So we were able to tap into their feed and get a lot of first look replays on the show that were already sort of almost tailor-made for a show like that.
Right. But don't get used as much as you maybe would like in the main broadcast, because so much is going on.
So much going on, different audience, different appetite, right? I think our commitment to a wider look, the all 22, right?
Yes, right.
Has really, not only that, but our commitment to, after a replay, get to that shot, right? Give the viewer a chance to see the huddle break, see the formations sort of start to form, see player movement, and really be wide enough to see the secondary. Right? A lot of times in our main broadcasts, we're going after tighter shots, emotion, and you don't get to see exactly what's about to happen beyond the line of scrimmage, or deeper into the secondary. So a commitment to that was a big part of our presentation, and then, like you said, the analysts, the commentary.
Huge part. Yeah. It would have been one thing if you guys had your, phenomenal play-by-play and color guys on there, but to have a dedicated booth.
We originally tossed around an idea to call the show the Green Dot Special. And that, if you know the NFL, there's two players, one offensive player, the quarterback, and one defensive player, usually the linebacker. A linebacker is where it has a green sticker, and they're the ones with the communication with the radio to the sidelines. And, that concept, that name, which didn't end up coming to fruition, but that concept, having like a Dan Orlovsky or Chase Daniel as our offensive quarterback mind, having Luke Kuechly come in,
sure,
who was an awesome find for us, and come in and be the brains of the defense, just created, it took all this information that we're putting on the screen, which was a lot, but they were able to synthesize it and explain it to the viewer and maybe pull out what's important and what they were seeing when they were playing, now what they're seeing on the screen, kind of put it all together and help the viewer. We stress to them, so many football shows play happens, you show a replay, and you're looking back.
Right.
Let's look forward more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's really use the information to showcase what's about to happen. We'll do the stuff too we'll look back also,
of course,
but we really want to look forward and help the viewer anticipate what's about to happen next.
So the first broadcast happens. You do it well through the last roughly third of the season and into the playoffs. How did it go?
It was awesome. Working on a property such as the NFL, there's so much attention, there's so many eyeballs. ESPN's able to throw their full force behind it with creative and technology, and I think we really the condensed timeline in which we put this thing together, from conceptualizing to airing, it was a bit rushed, but man, looking back, we're so proud of like what we did in that short amount of time, and we know that if we get the chance to go at it again next year, having that full runway of the off season to really fine tune things, and we were tinkering throughout the whole process of the 5 weeks we were on, but we're super proud of the effort, what came to be, and we hope for a lot more in the future.
Awesome. All right, Andy, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.